How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity Vault here in Minecraft. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you guys have, make sure you guys smash that like button. It really does help out. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. So, in the last episode, we primarily focused on setting up our ME control, our ME controller and stuff over there. But before we go take a look at that, I wanted to show you guys what we did kind of in between episodes, and I basically set up a little bit of automation for our reactor because we were running into basically running out of fuel and then it building up on this. So what I have here is effectively our waste port and then an intake port for fuel. And then what I went ahead and did is I set up a kind of just 2 barrels for it to output fuel into the reactor, and so this should pretty much, I'm not going to say last indefinitely, but for however many stacks of that we have. And then the output is auto ejected and then taken out, and then pretty much we're good. Eventually we are going to do a much bigger reactor than this. This is just for now, or we might even, I might look at kind of cost comparison between just a bigger reactor slash more reactors. I think we'll keep this reactor online for pretty much the rest of the game. However, that doesn't mean I won't look at making just a second bigger reactor, because quite frankly, I like this being here. If I eventually decided it's in the way, or we just want to do one reactor, then we'll do that. But for now, that guy is going to stay. As for, let's use our hang glider to get to the other side of the base faster. As for our ME system, so I went ahead and I waited around for crystals, which didn't take too long. I set up a bunch of the ME drives, and then I went ahead and made ourselves a crafting terminal. And so now, technically, we can access our stuff, but we don't have any drives to go in here. We also don't have the quarry hooked up to it. So the question kind of becomes how is that going to work, right? So if we hook up a quarry to these drives, each of the drives, so if we look in here, each of the drives is only able to hold a limited number of items effectively, right? So each cell can hold 63 unique items, right? So we can have 63 items. And then if we upgrade the size of the items, or rather the size of the cell, right? Because each cell, regardless of its size, can only hold 63 items. So if we want more items, well, we just need more cells. If we want a lot of a single item, well, we can upgrade that cell. Now, there is a limit to the drive size, if I remember correctly. I forget what they're actually directly called. I think they're these. Yes. So we can't make the creative ones. Sometimes I think there are a few mods that let you, but we don't have any for here. As you can see, we can get 64K ME storage. I don't know if the spatials... No, I think those are for other stuff. Basically, we can get 64,000 bytes, or 64,000 units per type, right? Well, that shouldn't be misconstrued. It's not 64,000 per, right? So if we look here at a 1K storage unit, it's not 1,240 bytes and then 63 types. It's, we can have 63 types. So 63 items, right? So we could have, I don't know, most of the blocks or most of the ore types, right, on this one cell. And then we can store 1,024 units on this single cell. I'm pretty sure it's per cell, not per item type. And so whatever combination of items to get to 1,024, that's it, right? So we could, I believe in theory, have 63 separate items, but then the rest of the drive just be full of that one item, right? And so we are limited in that regard. It makes sense if you were, say, setting up a quarry, but I think the deep stores are going to make a better sense. So we have to figure out how to interface kind of our current system here. Although all these things that are in the drawers If I can get it to interface with this, great. If I can't, then I'm not going to worry about this and then just try to get all this into the ME system. I believe there's a way we can interface the barrels in the deep storage with our other system. I do want to get the fortune module back on our quarry, so I'm going to probably look at getting that bigger reactor soon. Maybe I'll work on that in between episodes once we get this hooked up with, integrated with our ME system. So in order to get these connected, I believe they're, actually the book might even show us. Wheels on the bus, import bus. From an inventory in front of it into the, it is connected to free. If you want to move all your items out of chest. Or just, I don't want to pull them out of the system. What about... magic? No. You can have 9. Okay. We'll take a look at those buses. I'm pretty sure there's a way we can get it to interface. And then auto crafting is something we can look at doing, which might be nice. Basically, it just allows us to automate some things. So, for instance, if we wanted to make an engineering processor, right, without having to go through the manual steps of putting all these in, we'll basically hook everything up. And through applied energistics, all these machines will get the items they need. It will make us one of these, and then we'll have it. Those are things we'll look at doing. Eventually, we might get into it. I don't know. I've both found uses for them, but I also just go, well, I know I'm going to be using this, so let me go ahead and craft up like 1,000 of them, right? And then I just don't have to worry about it. It is wasteful in the moment, right? Because you might only need 1 or 2, but then you just crafted 1,000, so really you're only using 1% of whatever you just made. Let's see. Looks like there was a bunch of those buses. Singularities. Oh, I remember those. Yeah. Those were fun. Oh, yeah. So export bus, import bus, interface. It might be this. It might be the interface. Does it show us that? Does not show us the interface, but I'm pretty sure that's what we want. Is an interface. Okay. And then we'll have to connect this up. I believe... it's been a while. I can't remember if we did it with regular cable or if we did it with the smart cables. I'll have to double check into that, but I'm pretty sure we can just hook it up into the system. I believe... I'm pretty sure we have to connect it to the ME controller, so we'll have to figure out a way to snake the cables under and probably over. I'll probably actually have to move this rock crusher. Honestly, the rock crusher I don't really feel serves a purpose too much anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still gonna be useful maybe, but I haven't touched it in like 10 episodes at this point. It's been disconnected for at least 2 or 3, I believe. But yeah, because if we go... Well, because I'm pretty sure that's outside. And the storage room is over back that way. So the chest is probably above here somewhere. Alright, well, I'm gonna look into getting all those interfaces made up and figuring out if that's what we need or not, and then I will meet you guys right back. Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned some things up. I went and added a couple more deep stores, so I changed the coal and the iron over. I also continued our little pattern of using item frames and then showing what item is in them, just so that way, if, you know, we happen to need something, I could just go, oh, hey, it's here. And the reason I said that was because I wasn't able to get the ME system to interface with these in a super easy, convenient way. So I could easily get it to interface with the drawer system, because it only actually has to interface with this block. It doesn't have to interface with every single one of these blocks. I could get it to interface with these, however, it used channels which got kind of complicated rather quickly. So basically each side of this thing provides channels, right? So think of this as kind of your central node. Well, in order to access those channels, you have to use cables. And if we look here, we can see it's using 2 of 32 cables, meaning 2 of 32 interfaces. Well, also I found out it's the storage bus that we need. So basically, it uses that, right? So it's boop 1, boop 2. Great. Right, and so you can kind of see how it shows 1 of 32 for this arm, and then here it's showing 2, right? So it's weird in how it calculates that distance, right? So if you want to think of it in terms of like cabling, both cables come up to this trunk, and then it gets to this intersection. I don't know what my hover key is. It might be H. Not H. Anyway, so both cables come up here. They get to this node. If you go left, well, there's only one item or one cable going left, right? So we can technically fit 31 other cables up to here, and then here's where we have the uh-oh moment, right? And kind of same thing here is there's 31 only on that side, and then we hit uh-oh once we get to here. Now, on this side, so if we go kind of look over here, where's an easy way out? Yeah, I guess right here. Let me replace these items really quick. Boop, boop, boop. I don't actually know where that quarried stone came from, so we'll throw it in there for now. Alright, now let's get that there. Let's clean up our inventory just a little bit. Awesome. Alright, so technically, you know, we could fit, okay, so there's 30, there's 32 right here, meaning we could fit everything with just 2 sides of that ME controller, right? Which I suppose wouldn't be that hard to fit at least that wall, right? Because we could technically access, so we're accessing the backside, and I guess we could try to access the top. It is one of those things that it becomes a bit problematic when you're trying to get everything just to work. If I find myself really needing to access what's in kind of long-term deep storage, then I will go through that manner. I think for now it's fine, because pretty much most of these items are items that I'm going to have to come and grab, and well, these items right here are essential useless blocks that I probably won't touch for pretty much for a while, if ever. And then all the unrefined ore on the bottom, well, I'm going to come manually grab that, because I might need to go throw that into the Tinker's thing, or I might need to go throw that in the pulverizer, or you know, I might need to throw it any number of places. Redstone, yeah, we do need to use that quite frequently, so that might be something we try to look at getting connected. And we can always look at just connecting the things we absolutely need in the system. Honestly, I think what I'll do for now is just leave it as is. If there is a better way to hook it up to the ME system, I couldn't really figure out anything without having to tear this apart, because I'm sure there's a way I could interface both the thermal dynamics for input and then use the ME storage for both input output in terms of our crafting, but that would more than likely result in losing either half the drawers or half the storage barrels, or me needing this other space. Now that could be something we'll look at up here, right, is getting rid of those barrels, which have existed since the beginning of time at this point, or we could look at something else. That something else right now is, honestly, I'm not really sure what. But yeah, so that's pretty much, I think, the extent of connecting things up. But at least the ME system is now connected kind of to our other stuff. I do plan on using the drawer or the drives and going to definitely use those, but this at least gives us access to all our other stuff that we have, so I don't have to worry too much about having to go back and forth. So I think for today, let's also look at another issue that I'm here, baby zombie. No, he's probably in the service canal. The other thing I want to look at is what do we do with our waste material over here? Because I know it's not necessarily a problem now, but it's going to be a problem at some point. And so I do want to try to solve this solution. Now, we get this cyanite ingot, which I don't really know what its use is. I was kind of trying to look into that between episodes, or rather before I started recording, but and I had to go do some stuff. So it looks like we make turbine housings. Okay. You can pulverize it. You can melt it. Reprocessor. Interesting. Okay, so this gives us plutonium. Interesting. Well, I didn't really want that. Okay, so blue. Crap. Let's see. Okay, we'll just go back this way. Interesting. So you can make it from with sand. Okay. Okay, so well, that's how you make it, but what? Okay, what do we do with the dust? Oh, never mind. I forgot I had to right click. I am. So we go on the processor. So we get the plutonium. Oh, it was without an E. Okay. What do you make? What are your uses for? Okay. Is that it? So it makes this interesting. I'm gonna have to figure out what those items do. So I'm gonna, well, actually, okay, before we look at that, how do we make the reprocessor? Cyanite reprocessor. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to make one of those. Now let's actually go see if we have everything in our ME system. I'm gonna want to make one of those, fuck, what are they called? Wireless access points. So I don't have to always run back to our terminal here. Alright, so let's see. Oh, standard search, I guess. Crud. Okay, so we need RTG fuel and hardened glass. Okay, I was gonna say, I know we have a bunch from when we made stuff. PTG. Fuel A. Okay. Do I got a shift click? Yes, I do. Okay. And that's Skystone. Alright, so it looks like this kind of works. There are some scenarios where it doesn't really work. Let's
see. Oh crap, we need redstone as well. Yeah, I'm gonna look in between episodes to figure out how to connect this stuff up. So that way I don't have to constantly run up here for really trivial things such as like redstone and whatnot. We're missing those. And we need yellow, which I don't think we have more of down here, do we? No. Okay, well, I guess we're not going to get to look into this today. Oh. Now, you know what? I'm going to finish it. We're this close. It's just a pain in the butt having to run from one end of the base to the other to try to get some of these things. Which some of... I just need one. Alright. Because I want to get this made. I want to see what it does. And... yeah. Because... yeah, okay. Quick Google to figure it out. But... sometimes I don't want to just Google my answer. I want to find out what it actually does. Okay. Cool. There's not really power anywhere. There's power right here. Okay. So we throw that in there. It needs water. There should be an infinite water source in the Botania room. Well, I guess magic room. I still haven't looked into why we weren't able to make the things we needed to make the goggles of revealing. Ah! Nope, nope, nope. Ow. Well, there goes those torches. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we got one of these. Doesn't set us on fire or anything. Hopefully it's not one of those weird ingots that explodes. That would be problematic. Let's go see if we can stick it in the reactor. If we can, great. If we can, oh well. Well, let's just put it in there. Let's see if it will take it. Because now I'm curious. Maybe. Okay. It did take it into the core. Okay. Well, I don't see it anywhere. So perhaps it just immediately was used? Because I think there was a small uptick in power output. I think it got up to 27.2. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Well, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was kind of different. I mean, it was definitely not as, base changing, right? We didn't, do any massive changes to the base, but it was still important nonetheless, making sure that we could connect up our ME system to our current storage solution and really make sure that we can figure out how to use that byproduct in a more efficient manner, right? I think for next time, now that we have ME system, I don't want to say it's time to start looking into this, but I think maybe we're going to start looking at Draconic Evolution. I know there's definitely a lot in this pack we haven't looked at, and I'm definitely sorry if we haven't gone over a mod or very in depth of a mod that you guys have wanted to see, such as like the advanced solar panels. Haven't touched them. Probably won't touch them unless we need to. Or I don't know what's another big one. Or if you guys wanted to like look at Pam's Harvest Craft, or let's see what's another. I know we haven't gone to the Twilight Forest yet. Hell, we haven't even defeated the Ender Dragon. I don't know how far we'll get into Botania in this mod pack. I originally got into this pack thinking I was going to be playing with people, but then they didn't end up playing, so I kind of just stuck with it. Now I know it is a little bit of an older pack. I think the next pack we're going to play is Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles. That pack is very similar in regards to mod list. It is also a questing pack. However, it is a much heavier questing pack. So unlike this, where it's kind of like not guided, like, oh, you go do this or go do that. It's very, you have to do step A first and then step B, then step C, right? You can't just go, well, I want to go start doing step Y. You can't really do that in this either, but it's definitely got some stuff. We have died 10 times. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in the book. We do have 107 unlocked. I mean, I'll definitely go through and make sure that we can complete everything. I'll definitely complete the whole book. Like that will be my goal. I think for the series is to have 100% completed quest book. I think that would make things a little bit interesting, at least collecting wise. Does it want the seeds? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so I think that we'll make that the goal, is just complete the quest book and then maybe explore a few more things in the pack. Maybe finish off that end of the base, make it a little more complete. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys did, make sure you guys smash that like button. It really does help out the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn the little bell notification on. Turn the little bell notification on so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns for me about anything you've seen or anything you want to know about, or yeah, just leave that down below. Or even if you guys just want to say hi, that's cool too. On that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.